Thank you. So the estate in Magodo, or
Ishawu was Ishawu. So Ishawu, they've asked about it to be. I'm hearing Orishe, I'm hearing Ishawu. So I'm sure that if maybe when if you in the studio we probably don't hear well, but I'm sure the person watching.
I heard Orishe as well.
In Magodo phase 1 was specific. Let me take you to the presidential election, sir. You worked under the current candidate for APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and there are obviously, like I said, a lot of Nigerians feel like there's options. We have options and we feel displeased with the current administration because of some of the policies carried out. What would you say are the chances of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu winning this election at this point in time?
Well, I mean, again, I think Nigerians must look at three things. For me, what have you done? What is your capacity? And what is your network? The network is how are you able to assemble people across this country that can do the job for you? Look, the reality is that if you are a governor or a president, nobody plans to fail. Nobody. There is nobody that will say, I will become a governor and go and fail. It is the capability that becomes a problem when you get there. And then the ability to have a vision and stay with it and be bold. So that's why you see that in other parts of the world. Let's look at United Kingdom, everywhere that we all say. All the prime ministers of UK, look at the school they went to. Go and check it. Boris Johnson, Cambridge. So now, go and look at it. So capability to actually assimilate things is very important. What have you done in terms of your work? So for me, honestly, it's a very easy decision for me. And I'm not biased because I will tell you a story. When I joined this cabinet because he head-hunted me. I was working with Morgan Stanley and they came over there to do mortgages. I was the only black man in the room. And they said, which Hamzat is yours? What are you doing here? What were you doing here when you were here too? No, so we engaged in, and then they were doing Oracle. At that time, the state of New York have not started Oracle. The state of New York started Oracle in 2012. At that time, Nike was doing Oracle. They spent $17 million. With all those Nike, they canceled it. At that time, the success rate of implementing ERP, which Oracle is part of, is 10% globally. Meaning only 10 will start within budget and within time. Lagos State was able to implement it. That's why you don't hear ghost worker. During implementation, we even know of ghost level. Ghost level. That's why we're able to do that. So automating the process of Lagos. So people say the IGR went up. It didn't just go up. It went up because of automation. If we are all friends, we can't do the same thing the same way. But technology allows you to automate your process. It allows you to repeat it. It allows you to predict it. That's what he has done in Lagos. So now today, various states are doing the same thing. They came to Lagos to come and learn. Fine. But so in terms of capability, all of them have been in positions. Abubakar Atiku has been vice president. Mr. Obi has been governor. Asiwaju has been governor. Kokonso has been governor. Let's look at the records. So we shouldn't be sentimental as a people. If not, we will miss it. And I pray we don't miss it. So the question is, what have you done? The governor of Anambra State today, Mr. Soludo, went to the VP to say 40% of my state is under erosion. We all did geography. Did the erosion start in one day? So which means the people behind did not see the future. But how do you then compare that with somebody that saw Eco Atlantic when Victoria Island will have disappeared? Victoria Island will have disappeared because at the time that they built the Tinkan Island, they used 3 molds. Each mold is about 6 floors to build that Tinkan Island in 1906. And we never, as a people, went back to take care of it. So erosion. Because when we were in primary school, we go to Babish, you walk about 2 kilometers. So the idea of Eco-Atlantic is to take it back to where its natural course was. And that was it. Federal government was pumping sand every year and it's washing away. 1.5 billion. It will just go away because the ocean will take over. Somebody said, no. What is the problem? They said, okay, in that case, we must convert this liability to asset. What do we need to do? We need to build groins like they do everywhere. And that was it. So to compare somebody like that has the vision to say, when it started Lekki, we were talking about land. When it started the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the MD of our MD was killed by the locals because they didn't want to give the land. We said, look, it's better for you. What are you doing with this land? Now they have 5% stake in that land. Today is the highest industrial place in our country. Today you have the port there. 3 times the size of Apapa and Tinkan. 3 times the size. Our port in Nigeria has become a transshipment port because it's not deep. So they will stay in the middle of the ocean and then they will use it small to come and carry. So ships that are supposed to come, discharge within a week, they stay 3 months. Wow. So it doesn't make sense for them to come to Nigeria. They were going to Togo, for God's sake. Now, with Lekki Seaport, any ship can come there today. Somebody has that thought. So how do you compare a lion to a goat? It does, it's scary for me that there's
even a conversation
that we don't see it. Because like I said, people have records. Look at their records.
That's why we ask so that we get reminded.
Please, let us. So I'm talking to this population. So look at the records. No, don't let the sentimental. This is a Muslim, is a bias. I don't care. That's between you and your God. What you worship is your business. It's not my business. It's only even God. I've run election and I know it's only God that knows if you're a Christian or a Muslim. It's only God. Because the things that people tell you, the people that you think, so let's forget it.
So let's talk about the continuity of this person's relevance in the sense that government after government after government within Lagos State still recognize all that you have talked about. And this has, on the other way, been criticized as godfatherism. What would you like to say about that?
So I recall during BRF, he liked Singapore a lot.
Yes.
Because Singapore, a nation that has no resources, nothing. They have an agreement with Indonesia 100 years to import sand. Malaysia 100 years to import water. They have nothing. And they become one of the best countries in the world. So it's knowledge. It's knowledge. Absolute knowledge. Now, we have a population in this country that has been getting PhDs all over the world. So what is our problem? What exactly is our problem? It's knowledge. But we keep worrying about something on the ground, oil, this, and we forget our human capacity, which is the most important. So when we went to Singapore, we met Lee Kuan Yew with BRF. The first question he asked us is, what is your succession plan as a governor? There is no success without succession. No success. Because it's easy to destroy anything. You can build a nation for 50 years, in 2 years it can be destroyed.
Wow.
And we've seen it around the world. Yeah. Somali used to be a fantastic country. Today, what is it? You can't even have this conversation.
Yes.
So the reality is, when people say godfatherism, look, if somebody has walked a path, and I'm going to walk that path, I better ask.
Follow.
Not even to follow, but to say, when you are walking this path, where were the problems? There's problem here. You better don't go here. So it's just natural way of living a life. Ask people that has experience. Even in MBA classes, they tell you must have a mentor. You must have a mentor that will tell you, you can't do this, or this is wrong. Because the problem in our society is sacrificing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will not tell you the truth. So you need that 1, 2, 3 people that will say no. That's why Lagos State will have the Governance Advisory Council. These are elderly people. They don't need anything from you. They will tell you, mister, you are making a big mistake here. You are wrong. So but you convince them, no, I'm not wrong because of ABC. But they will tell you the truth. And they are from different parts of the state. So they will tell you, no, in my own area, your policy is not working. So you need that. So the idea to say, as a governor, I'll be told, no, there's nothing like that because you don't know everything. So you need people that will also tell you, look, you are making a mistake here. So the idea that, like you said, It was during Asiwaju that we started the Lagos Metropolitan Transport Authority, this Lamata, because they have a master plan to say they design, at that time, design 7 rail lines, the blue, the red, the green, whatever it is.
You know, let me, because people don't realize, okay.
Yes, I would like to say that, you know, having said all that he's done in Lagos State, and everyone is listening to you, what would you be saying to Nigerians now that if we have a Nigeria with Bola Ahmed Asiwaju Tinubu as president, what would you be getting? Maybe Nigerians should also see that.
So the truth is this, he's a fighter. So, and he has always fought for the less privileged. And I will tell you, remember, when PDP was in government, and he was the only AC governor, there was nothing thrown at him to come to PDP. They promised him the whole world. And he said, why? I don't believe in your principles. Now, he's a fighter. When he believes in something, he will do it. And why I like him is that as a commissioner, when we agree on something, it doesn't matter the problem you now confront, it will stay with you. The moment, and I will tell you a story. When I was a young commissioner with him, maybe 18 months or so, we were in his office, 3 of us, and we were arguing with him. A governor from South came in, and he said, who are these people? Bola, who are these people? I said, oh, this commissioner for science and tech, this, and that. Said, so what is the problem? Let them. I said, no. Sir, that's how we do it in Lagos. Their argument seems to make more sense than my thinking. That's how the man said, okay, we just said that. We greeted him and we left. And we so the idea is he listens. The moment you are able to listen, ideas is not a problem in Nigeria. What I can tell you is that the human capacity of this country will be galvanized if Asiwaju become president. Okay. Listen, Nigerians are making $200 an hour in the US. I know Nigerians that are doing that. How much is a barrel of oil? How much? It's whatever, and it keeps rotating.
Yes.
A barrel, you know, people make $200 an hour, Nigerians, in the IT sector in the US. Today, that I know a lot of them. So the reality is, there are enough people out there that can really help this country. How do you bring them in? Not because they know somebody or because they don't know anybody. So that is what Asiwaju does. He will look for the best brain and let's say, how do we fix this country? Let's sit down. So like I said, when he became governor, he has a master plan. He brought people together, all of them, experts on health. And that template, all we just need to do is to review it. That's why we do a Betty Summit every 2 years. It used to be every year. But we realized that because we make commitments, we must fulfill this commitment. So if it's becoming a problem to fulfill 80% within a year. So we said, let's do 2 years. And people come with practical experiences around the world. So we need somebody that can really attack the issue of this country, and that's the man for you.
I like the fact that you mentioned that he's a visionary. But one of the concerns of many Nigerians is he's a visionary, but he's also growing to an age where he needs to rest. Okay. How visionary will he be when he gets into position and he needs to be taking rest back to back? And also, you know, Nigeria is bigger than just one state, Lagos State.
Absolutely.
Yes, we have many issues in the country, many issues across cultures in the country. Now, do you think that even with having a blueprint on what he intends to do, he will be able to cover the needs of Nigerians across the cultures, across the states, across the local government? Do you think that capacity is still there, considering that he's getting to an age where he needs to rest?
Well, I mean, thank you very much. It's a legitimate question. It's a very nice question. So there are 2 components to life. So as you also age, you tend to have better experience, but less energy as you age. And that is natural. But like I told you, the job of a president, in my view, is easier than the job of a governor, in my view. And I will tell you why. A president has over 600 parastatals. Let us look at a country that I just mentioned, Singapore. It's the parastatals that get jobs done, not ministries. And what does that mean? Because they are nimble, they are smaller. So your responsibility as president is, okay, how do I make sure that I have the right people, the right organizations to do this job and monitor? Monitoring today is technology. So like in Lagos, like I said, we have a dashboard. So I can monitor the Ministry of Health. All these projects you say you are doing, is it being done? Where are we? So remember what Vice President Atiku said then, that they spent $1.6 billion or whatever, and there was no power, because there was no monitoring. By the time they realized it, everywhere is bush. And he said that there was no executive council meeting that they held in the last 18 months that did not give approval on power. But who was monitoring? They meant well, but there's no deployment of technology to monitor that. Okay, you said, oh, you are doing this. Those are the governors, the Fasholas, the Sanwo-Olu that do well is because they have a monitoring model. So Asiwaju, we have a monitoring model. Now, if you read the Renew Hope, what are the things that is said there? Commodity exchange. How is it that we produce cocoa and we don't determine the price? We are stupid. I'm sorry. The reality is that our farmers do everything, but when...
We cannot negotiate better deals.
All these countries don't produce a single cocoa and they determine the price for us. So let us have a commodity exchange where we, just like stock market, where we determine prices of within Africa. So we started Nigeria first. So what that does is it gives farmers more advantage. They know that their product will sell. Until if you go to Taraba State, I served in it was Gongola then. Taraba State. Taraba State can produce rice in 3 months that can feed this country.
I can't testify to that.
No, I know. I know. You know. I've been to Mambila. It's green all through the years. It's green all through the years. So the reality is we have this information. How do you now get it done? Managing. So you need somebody that first of all understand that this is possible. Because whatever you can't see, you can't achieve it. So he's a man that can see that this is possible. So how do we now make farming easier for farmers? What do we need to do? So those are the challenges that Nigeria has. And honestly, in terms of capability and capacity, it is important that we get somebody like him there. Like you said, the age... Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
As in, I can't believe that we are out of time and you have shared so much. Thank you for spending your Friday morning with us on Your View, and I'm sure that a lot of our audience have learned a lot more about this Lagos State administration and what has been done, and more importantly, they've been reminded about the achievements of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to understand why you should be voted for. Once again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.